Okay, let's jump right into it. Patch 12.1 is officially live, and look, if you want to hit the ground running in Season 2, this very first week matters so much more than you might think. We're basically in this critical preseason window right now. Sure, not every single Season 2 system is fully active just yet, but everything you do right now, it's laying the groundwork. It's already counting toward your very first Great Vault. Seriously, if you play your cards right this week, you're going to have a massive advantage over everyone else.
So that brings us to the big question on every player's mind right now. With a totally brand new zone, a new dungeon, new delves, and just an overwhelming amount of outdoor systems popping up all over your map, what actually got added? And more importantly, what do you absolutely have to do before the weekly reset? Time is limited, so we need to spend it where it actually counts.
It's super easy to look at a preseason week and treat it like downtime, but man, that would be a huge mistake. The activities you're doing right now, today, are already filling up your first Season 2 Great Vault. Running delves, hitting Mythic 0, all that qualifying content, it is absolutely not wasted time. If you're on your main character, your #1 mission over the next few days is just unlocking as many of those vault options as you possibly can before the reset. All right, to keep things simple, we're going to follow a strict triage plan today. We'll start with the preseason advantage, then head over to the Coiled Isle. After that, priority gearing with delves and M0, your week 1 checklist, and finally, how to prep your alts. Section 2, the Coiled Isle, Ground Zero. The Coiled Isle is the absolute biggest addition in patch 12.1. It's tied straight into the whole Curse of Ulatek storyline, bringing us curse surges, new rares, treasures, the Zul'Jurah's Forces Renown track, and of course, brand new delves. But listen, the absolutely crucial thing you gotta know here, the very first thing you do when you log in is start and finish the new campaign. Literally do not get distracted by a rare spawn or a shiny side quest. The campaign is mandatory because it's the master key that unlocks pretty much all the other gearing systems in the zone. Section 3, Priority Gearing, Delves and M0. Let's look at how this builds into literally one of the most important weekly loops you can do right now. First, you gotta pick up the weekly quest called Purging the Vaults. Knocking that out gives you a Trove Hunter's Bounty, which is a delve map. As soon as you have that map in your bags, take it straight into a Tier 8 or higher delve. Why? Because popping that map in a Tier 8 hands you a piece of Hero 1 of 6 gear. Hands down, this is one of the strongest, guaranteed gearing plays you can make all week. But you have to be incredibly careful here. The number you need to remember is 1. You only get 1 guaranteed Trove Hunter's Bounty map per character per week. I really can't overstate how scarce this is. Whatever you do, do not waste it on a lower tier delve. You want to make absolutely sure you are geared and prepped to clear that Tier 8 so you actually secure that vital hero track item. Let's put a number on our next big power move, 292. If you really want to walk into Season 2 ready to go, you need to be farming Mythic 0 dungeons because right now in this preseason week, they drop item level 292 Champion 1 of 6 gear. That is just a massive starting baseline for the new season. Scooping up this gear is basically non-negotiable for your main. And that brings up a really crucial limitation. When Season 2 officially kicks off, Mythic 0 moves to a daily lockout. But during this very specific first week, it's still on a weekly lockout. That means you can only loot each dungeon once before the reset hits. You can't just endlessly spam the same dungeon today, unfortunately. You've got to clear as many different Mythic 0 dungeons as you can across the board to stack up those 292 drops. To make that happen, you're going to be diving into the new Season 2 dungeon pool. We're talking returning favorites like King's Rest, Temple of Seth Rallis, and Ruby Life pools, but definitely pay special attention to Altar of Fangs. This is the brand new 3-boss dungeon that just dropped in 1.1. I highly recommend running this on Mythic 0 this week. Don't just do it for the loot, do it to learn the route, figure out the scary trash packs, and nail down your interrupts. Getting comfortable with the mechanics now, while there's no pressure, gives you a crazy big advantage before the Mythic Plus timer actually starts taking next week. Outside of delves and dungeons, there are a few other rapid-fire power sources you should definitely hit up. First is the Tidebound Grotto. It's a new lair encounter with a boss named Nimrissa Wavecaller, and beating her on world difficulty gets you Season 2 veteran gear. Also, while you're doing stuff like Purging the Vaults, you'll pick up Venom Cursed Fragments. Hold on to these. If you combine 2 of them, you get a random champion track item. Pretty sweet, right? And finally, grab your Spark of Tide's Progress. But please do not spend these limited crafting mats randomly. Go check your best in slot lists and plan out your profession gear because every Spark choice is a big deal right now. Section 4, your week 1 checklist. All right, here is your strict triage protocol. Your S tier absolutely must-do tasks are finishing the campaign, locking down that Purging the Vaults map, running your Tier 8 delve, clearing your M0 lockouts, and getting that Great Vault progress. Down in the A tier, which is stuff that's totally worth it, we have the Prey system, practicing Altar of Fangs, and kicking off your Zul'Jara's Force's Renown. And then, way down in the B tier, player housing, pets, and mounts. Look, it's awesome that 12.1 gave us new housing blueprints and decor, but if we're strictly talking raw player power right now, housing belongs firmly at the bottom of the to-do list. Now, before you go rushing into that checklist, keep this in mind. Patch 12.1 dumped a massive wave of reworks, tuning changes, and talent adjustments into the game. Almost every single class got touched. Do not just blindly zone into a Tier 8 delve with your setup from last week. Seriously, take 5 minutes, go double-check the latest builds for your spec, because there's a really good chance your old talent tree is already totally outdated. Section 5. Preparing your alts. If you're out there juggling an army of multiple characters, you obviously can't do everything. It's all about efficiency here. For every alt, you either run the campaign or hit the skip if you have it unlocked. Next, knock out Purging the Vaults for your map, blast through a Tier 8 delve, hit up the most important Mythic 0 dungeons for your class, and get at least one slot in the Great Vault done. The absolute biggest bang for your buck on an alt is just getting that single map for a piece of hero gear and doing a handful of M0s for champion gear. It's really that simple. Which really just leaves us with one final question. When the official Season 2 gates swing open, those Mythic Plus timers start ticking, and the new Venomous Abyss raid unlocks, are you going to be buried in a pile of high-level loot, or are you going to be desperately trying to catch up? Sticking to the roadmap we just laid out is going to guarantee you the strongest possible start. So get out there, finish that campaign, use that delve map, clear those Mythic 0 lockouts, and lock in your Great Vault. Good luck out there in the Coiled Isle.